Japan is engaging in a significant strategic endeavor, constructing artificial islands. This island nation, long shaped by the tectonic forces at the convergent plate boundary, is now using human ingenuity to enhance its geopolitical and economic standing. The move is not just about expanding territory, but also about fortifying its position in a region rife with tension and uncertainty. The complex relationship between China, officially the People's Republic of China, PRC, and Taiwan, officially the Republic of China, ROC, is central to understanding the broader regional dynamics. Following Japan's defeat in World War II, Taiwan was transferred from Japanese control to the Republic of China in 1945. This handover was formalized under the Treaty of San Francisco, although some legal ambiguities regarding the treaty's wording persist.
Japan signs last, and the page in history is turned. Despite Russia's threat that the treaty sows seeds of a new war in the Far East, high spirits greet the successful conclusion of the San Francisco Peace Conference.
The Chinese Civil War, which saw the Chinese Communist Party, CCP, defeat the Kuomintang, KMT forces, resulted in the ROC government retreating to Taiwan in 1949. This established Taipei as the ROC's temporary capital, while Beijing became the capital of the newly founded People's Republic of China. Since then, no formal peace treaty has been signed, leaving the Civil War technically unresolved. Early cross-strait relations were marked by military skirmishes and diplomatic battles as both governments claimed to be the legitimate ruler of China. The situation began to evolve following Taiwan's democratization in the 1990s. Today, the debate centers on whether Taiwan should pursue formal independence or seek unification with the PRC under a one country, two systems framework. Beijing continues to claim Taiwan as part of its territory and vehemently opposes any moves toward Taiwanese independence. In 2008, talks resumed to reopen the three links, trade, transit, and postal services that had been severed since 1949. This period also saw increased non-governmental and semi-governmental interactions between Taipei and Beijing, although formal diplomatic exchanges remain contentious and largely dependent on the political party in power in Taiwan. Shifting gears, now let's turn to Japan. Understanding Japan's historical relationship with Taiwan and its current strategic interest in the region is crucial to comprehending why Japan is actively building islands, particularly near Taiwan. Japan's historical ties with Taiwan date back to the 16th century. In 1592, during the Sengoku period, Japanese warlord Toyotomi Hideyoshi sent an envoy to Taiwan, then known as Takasago Koku. The bilateral economic ties persisted through Dutch colonial rule and the Tungning Kingdom of Taiwan in the 17th century. Japan's Meiji Restoration in the late 19th century reignited its expansionist ambitions, culminating in Taiwan becoming a Japanese colony in 1895 after the First Sino-Japanese War. This colonial period ended with Japan's defeat in World War II and Taiwan's return to Chinese control. Despite the end of official diplomatic relations following the 1972 Japan-China Joint Communique, which recognized the PRC as the sole legitimate government of China, Taiwan and Japan maintain robust, non-governmental interactions. These include significant economic and cultural exchanges, reflecting a complicated yet enduring relationship.
Trump's recognition of Tsai as the president of Taiwan and the newly renamed Japan-Taiwan Exchange Association are moves that give our Taiwan access to the international community.
Taiwan's strategic location in the Indo-Pacific makes it a pivotal player in regional geopolitics. The island nation sits at the crossroads of the South China Sea, the Sea of Japan, and the Indian Ocean. This advantageous position has made Taiwan a focal point in the power dynamics between the US and China, particularly as Beijing intensifies its military activities and aggressive rhetoric towards the island. The Indo-Pacific region has become the center of global strategic interest, with major powers like China, the US, Japan, Australia, and India vying for influence. China's assertive territorial claims in the East and South China Seas have led to numerous disputes with neighboring countries, including Vietnam, the Philippines, and Japan. These tensions have prompted other regional powers to bolster their presence and support stability in the Indo-Pacific. Taiwan's strategic significance is further underscored by its role in global supply chains, particularly in semiconductor manufacturing. The island is home to Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, TSMC, the world's largest contract chip maker. In 2022, TSMC and other Taiwanese firms accounted for over 60% of global semiconductor production, supplying essential components for everything from smartphones to advanced military systems. This dominance has made Taiwan a crucial player in the global tech industry and a key partner for the US and other advanced economies. The US has taken significant steps to reduce its dependency on Taiwanese semiconductors, recognizing the strategic risks involved. The CHIPS Act, passed in 2022, aims to bolster domestic chip production, including financial support for TSMC's new facility in Arizona, set to begin operations in 2025.
President Biden signed the $280 billion CHIPS and Science Act into law today.
That's right. It is part of the administration's efforts to compete with China's high-tech manufacturing industry.
Concurrently, the Biden administration has imposed strict export controls to limit China's access to advanced semiconductors, further escalating the technological competition between Washington and Beijing.
Recently, we've seen how a shortage of computer chips, like the one I have here, you can hardly see it, I imagine. It's called a semiconductor.
Despite escalating tensions, Taiwan remains a global leader in semiconductor manufacturing, producing over 60% of the world's semiconductors in 2022. Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, TSMC, plays a pivotal role in this industry, supplying critical components to major tech firms like Apple. This dominance in chip manufacturing has drawn the attention of global powers, with the US seeking to bolster its own semiconductor industry in response to its reliance on Taiwanese production. The growing hostilities between China and Taiwan have profound implications for global economies and supply chains. The Biden administration's efforts to restrict China's access to advanced chips, coupled with support for TSMC's expansion in the US, highlight the strategic importance of securing semiconductor supply chains amid growing tensions with China. China's aggressive tactics towards Taiwan have included economic pressure and military intimidation, particularly since the election of Democratic Progressive Party, DPP, leader Tsai Ing-wen as president in 2016. Beijing's assertiveness was further underscored by President Xi Jinping's announcement on October 8, 2021, of China's potential peaceful reunification with Taiwan.
和外部势力干涉台湾事务的严重挑衅，我们坚决开展反分裂、反干涉重大斗争，展示了我们维护国家主权和领土完整、反对台独的坚强决心和强大能力。
This statement came on the heels of a record number of Chinese military aircraft entering Taiwan's defense zone. The geopolitical significance of Taiwan is also reflected in its advanced defense capabilities. Taiwan's deep-water naval bases on the east coast, such as Suhao and Hualien, allow submarines to enter the Pacific Ocean undetected, highlighting the island's strategic value to Beijing. The heightened activity of the People's Liberation Army, PLA, around Taiwan underscores China's commitment to reunification, with military maneuvers increasingly testing Taiwan's defenses. In 2024, Lai Ching-te, also known as William Lai, is set to assume the presidency of Taiwan, continuing the DPP's governance for a third consecutive term. This unprecedented political continuity signifies strong public support for Taiwan's current trajectory, despite the ongoing threats from Beijing. The international community closely watches these developments, considering the implications for regional stability and global geopolitical dynamics.
I want to call on China to cease their political and military intimidation against Taiwan, share the global responsibility of maintaining peace and stability in the Taiwan Strait as well as the greater region, and ensure the world is free from the fear of war.
Japan, while not a direct participant in the South China Sea disputes, has significant interest in maintaining stability in the region. The South China Sea is a critical corridor for global trade, and any disruption could have severe economic repercussions for Japan. Furthermore, Japan faces direct security threats from North Korea's missile program and its territorial disputes with China over the Senkaku Diaoyu Islands. Japan's approach to the South China Sea issue is heavily influenced by its security alliance with the United States. This alliance, while providing a strategic buffer, also subjects Japan to the vicissitudes of U.S. foreign policy. Tokyo's challenge is to balance its dependency on U.S. military support with its need to assert its own strategic interests in the region. For Japan, maintaining a balance of power in this region is crucial to its national security and economic stability. Japan's construction of artificial islands can therefore be viewed as a strategic move to bolster its maritime presence and secure its interests in the Indo-Pacific. These islands serve multiple purposes, from enhancing military capabilities to securing vital sea lanes and supporting economic activities. Japan's regional strategy also involves deepening ties with other key players in the Indo-Pacific, including Australia, India, and Southeast Asian nations. These partnerships are crucial for Japan to build a coalition that can effectively counterbalance China's growing assertiveness. Japan's efforts to align its free and open Indo-Pacific with ASEAN's Indo-Pacific outlook demonstrate its commitment to regional diplomacy and multilateral cooperation. This initiative reflects Japan's proactive approach to addressing the geopolitical challenges of the 21st century. A significant shift in defense strategy emerged during the recent 2+2 negotiations between the foreign and defense ministers of Japan and the United States. Held in Washington, this summit marked a pivotal moment in fortifying the defense of Japan's Nansei Islands, highlighting the growing concerns over potential threats from China and the vulnerability of Taiwan. Okinawa Prefecture is set to host a U.S. Marine Littoral Regiment, MLR, a unit specially designed to rapidly respond to emergencies on Japan's outlying islands. This decision reflects the increasing anxiety over Taiwan's security. The MLR, expected to be operational by 2025, will consist of approximately 1,800 to 2,000 troops equipped with anti-aircraft missiles and long-range anti-ship capabilities. This regiment will be highly maneuverable, capable of dispersing into smaller units to defend isolated islands, disrupt enemy operations, and control nearby waters. Defense Minister Yasukazu Hamada emphasized the importance of enhancing the alliance's deterrence and response capabilities. This effort will significantly strengthen the Japan-US alliance's deterrence and response capabilities, he declared at a joint press conference. We came to the conclusion that in order to assume the fundamental reinforcement of Japan's defense capabilities, a division of roles and missions must be realized. The transformation of the Marine Corps Regiment in Okinawa is a key element of this strategy. This change is part of a broader realignment that includes reducing heavy equipment to create a more agile force. The first MLR was established in Hawaii in March 2022, with plans for a third regiment likely to be stationed in Guam. This positioning is crucial given China's anti-access area denial strategy, which aims to restrict U.S. forces' access to critical regions in the Western Pacific. Parallel to these developments, Japan is enhancing its own self-defense forces, SDF. The Ground Self-Defense Force's 15th Brigade in Naha is slated to expand into a division, increasing its personnel from approximately 2,200 to 3,000. This upgrade is part of the Defense Build-Up Program, which aims to make 8 divisions, 5 brigades, and other units more mobile and capable of quick deployment to the Nansei Islands. Transport and logistics are also being prioritized. Plans include forming a transport ship unit and increasing the number of aircraft and transport ships. Additionally, the government is advancing the construction of supply bases and weapon storage facilities in the Nansei region, a move that the U.S. military has long advocated to ensure a robust supply chain for continuous SDF operations. Amid these strategic preparations, local communities, particularly on Yonaguni Island, are grappling with the implications. Known for its idyllic beaches and unique wildlife, Yonaguni is now at the forefront of regional tensions due to its proximity to Taiwan, only 110 kilometers away. The Japanese government has announced plans to expand the island's airport and port, as well as the SDF facilities. In April, it was also declared that underground shelters would be constructed for evacuees on Yonaguni and other frontline islands. Japan's strategy underscores a delicate balance between preparedness and diplomacy. The construction of underground shelters on islands like Ishigaki, Miyakojima, Yonaguni, Takatomi, and Tarama is part of a comprehensive approach to safeguarding citizens and maintaining regional stability. These shelters are designed not only for military crises, but also to serve as evacuation centers during natural disasters and as community spaces in peacetime. Experts like Ken Jimbo, an international security professor at Tokyo's Keio University, support the government's strategy. He highlights the increasing awareness of a potential military clash over Taiwan. However, Jimbo also cautions that crisis management plans must consider the severe impact a full-scale Chinese invasion of Taiwan would have. Japan's proactive approach reflects its commitment to integrating emergency infrastructure into daily life, thereby strengthening community resilience. By balancing defense measures with diplomatic efforts, Japan aims to deter aggression while promoting peace and security in the Indo-Pacific region. This comprehensive strategy not only enhances the protection of its citizens, but also underscores Japan's dedication to harmonious international relations.